Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 8. Our final project is student satisfaction with the facilities provided by UTHM. Okay, this is our group members. First, Vijaya Darsini. Second, Puvaneswari. Third, Muhammad Khairul Ikhwan. And fourth, me, Nur Arisha Amalin binti Ahmad Nur Faizal. And fifth, Muhammad Atif. Okay, our about introduction is purpose of this study is to explore the impacts of university facilities on student satisfaction at University Tun Hussein On. Design or methodology or approach in order to accomplish the object purpose quantitative research design was used. All selected students were a population in which 34 students were selected as a sample using stratified sampling techniques. The research administered a closed-ended questionnaire which consisted of 2 parts and 17 questionnaires and was used for a data collection. The collected data were analyzed using SPSS statistical software and a confirmatory factor analysis was applied to ensure the discriminant and convergent validities of the model. Correlation and regression analysis were used to test the hypothesis. Okay, our problem statement. The first statement is most of students state that they face problems with the lack of service provided. The second statement is most of the students state that they face the lack of quality in facilities provided. And third, the third statement is majority of the students were concerned about the lack of maintenance provided. Okay, quantitative methodology study design. This study adapted the questionnaire from Google form with 19 items divided into 3 sections. Section A focus on students' details, which is gender, faculty, and age. Section B, satisfaction level of student with facilities provided by UTHM with 14 items. Items were measured using 5-point Likert type scala ranging from 1 highly satisfied to 5 highly dissatisfied. Section C was about suggestion of student with 1 item. Study approach. In this project, the method used to collection data is by conducting survey, which is questionnaire among the students in UTHM. The collected data is satisfaction level of students with facilities provided by UTHM. The data recorded but will be used to calculate cumulative, mean, mode, variance, and standard deviation. Okay. Hypothesis. In this assertion, a population parameter from which we gather data has a certain value. Each statistical association we identify in our sample can be interpreted in one of 2 ways. It could have happened by chance, or it could indicate a relationship in the sample that we take. As a result, analysis requires a method for determining whether the UTHM selection studies facilities for students have unique null hypothesis testing method. Assuming that the null hypothesis is correct, we should reject it in favor of the alternative hypothesis if the sample association is extremely likely. Retain the null hypothesis if it is not incredibly unlikely. Hypothesis test of normality. The null hypothesis for this test of normality is that the data are normally distributed. So this is hypothesis. All 4 z values are within ±minus 1.96. For conclusion regarding sweetness and kurtosis, Our example data are a little skewed and kurtotic for both males and females, but it does not differ significantly from normality. This is hypothesis for read your satisfaction with the following aspects of UTHM. So male 30 to 40 and female 30 to 40. Okay, result for question 1, gender. 34 response, female 76.5% and male 23.5%. Question 2 for faculty. For SSKTM 52.9%, FKEE 17.6%, FKMP 0, FKAAB 14.7%, FPTV 0, and FPTP 8.8%. So question 3, age. For 18 to 20, 11.8%, 21 to 23, 88.2%, and 24 to 26 and 26 to 28, 0. For question 4, how convenient is it to book the sports facilities for recreational use? For not at all, nothing, 0, slightly, 11.8%, moderately 70.6%, and very 40.7%. So for question 5, how well maintained are the facilities? For not at all, 0, slightly 20.6%, moderately 55.9%, and very 20.6%. For extremely is 0. Okay, for question 6, how easy is it to get the resources you need from the university library? Not at all, 0, slightly 8.8%, moderately 29.4%, very 50%, and extremely 8.8%. For question 7, how pleased are you with the quality of the food served at the cafeteria? Not at all, 0, slightly 29.4%, moderately 41.2%, very 26.5%, and extremely is 0. So question 8, how satisfied are you with the bus services on campus? Not at all, 0, slightly 26.5%, moderately 58.8%, and very 11.8%. For question 9, are you facing any difficulties by using a Wi-Fi network facility on campus? So not at all is 0, slightly 26.5%, moderately 26.5%, very 23.5%, and extremely 20.6%. For question 10, how satisfied are you with the vehicle parking facility on campus? Not at all, 0, slightly 17.6%, moderately 52.9%, very 23.5%, and extremely is 0. For question 11, how satisfied are you with the toilet facilities? Not at all is 8.8%, slightly 29.4%, moderately 41.2%, very 17.6%. For question 12, how satisfied are you with laundry facilities? Not at all, 26.5%, slightly 32.4%, moderately 14.7%, very 23.5%, and extremely is 0. For question 13, how satisfied are you with laboratory facilities on campus? Not at all is 0, slightly 88.8%, moderately 50%, very 35.3%, and extreme is 0. So, question 14, how satisfied are you with the cleanliness of the campus toilet? Not at all 8.8%, slightly 23.5%, moderately 47.1%, very 20.6%. Question 15, how convenient is it to study in the library? Not at all 0, slightly 14.7%, moderately 20.6%, very 32.4%, and extremely 32.4%. For question 16, do you think the facilities in UTHM are complete enough? For slightly 20.6%, moderately 50%, and very 20.6%. For question 17, what do you think of the hostel? For very crowded, 20.6%, somewhat crowded, 32.4%, not so crowded, 38.2%, and not at all crowded is 0. So for question 18, does UTHM have a freely available Wi-Fi network? For yes, 41.2%, no, 8.8%, yes, but only in some areas 50%.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Latif bin Muhammad Fazil. Now I will explain about result from our questionnaire. For question 19, how can university be improved? Is your suggestion below. There are 34 respondents that answer this question, and some of the answer is that they need to everything is okay and they need to upgrade the Wi-Fi system. Next, for the analysis of the result, this frequency percent and valid percent and community percent for gender, which is male and female, faculty and age that show. Next is analysis result for rate for question rate your certification level with the following aspect of UTHM, which is student accommodation. Next, this is analysis of result for question rate your certification level with the following aspect of UTHM. The main focus is cafeteria. Next is question analysis result for question rate your certification level with the following aspect of UTHM, which is medical facility. And the next is analysis result for rate your certification level with the following aspect of UTHM, which is sport and recreation facility. Next is rate certification level with the following aspect of UTHM, which is Wi-Fi network facility. The next is analysis for question how convenient is to book the sport facility for recreation use. And this is an analysis result for how well maintained are the facilities. Next is analysis result for question how easy it is to get the resources you need from the university library. The next is analysis result for how pleased are you with the quality of the food service served at the cafeteria. The next is analysis result for question how satisfied you are with the bus service in campus. Next is a question for analysis of result for question are you facing any difficulty by using Wi-Fi network facility in campus. Next is analysis result for question how much satisfied you are on the toilet facilities. Next, analysis result for how much satisfied you are with laundry facilities. Next, analysis of result for question how satisfied you are with laboratory facilities on campus. Next, analysis result for how satisfied you are with the cleanliness of the campus toilet. And analysis result for question how convenient it is to study in library. This is analysis result for question do you think the facility in UTSM are complete enough? And this is a very question for college kediaman student, which is the question is what do you think of the hostel? And this analysis result for question does UTSM have freely available Wi-Fi network? And now I will explain about reliability analysis. According to the case processing summary for the survey, a total of 34 cases are valid with the 97.1%, whereas there are only one exclude respondent with a percentage of 2.9%. According to the reliability statistic, for 22 number of items, the Cronbus alpha result is 0.744. And this is a reliability analysis. The table shows the item of the total VCs show the scale of mean, variance, corrected item, and the Cronbus alpha result if the item is valid for equation. This is a reliability analysis for statistic. According to the statistic shown above, the total mean the survey is 70.24, whereas the variance is 65.094, and the standard deviation is 8.068 for 22 number of items. Next is descriptive analysis. This discrete analysis contains a sample, minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation for every question that asked for in questionnaire. This is median, mode, variance, and standard deviation for some of the question. Now I will explain about simple linear regression. This is a variable enter remove. An example is the question that do you think the facility in UTSM are complete enough? There are no variable remove, and after we enter variable enter remove, we can conclude the model summary that include R square, adjusted R square, and standard error of the estimate. Next is ANOVA A. For ANOVA, they contain two variables. It is dependent variable, how will maintain efficiency, and prediction constant. For prediction constant, we include a question for do you think the facility in everything are complete enough? And this is a coefficient. Dependent variable is the question of how will maintain the facility. And this is a correlation. There are two questions that we use for correlation. Which is do you think the facility in UTS are complete enough? And question for how will maintain the facility. Enough for conclusion. As a conclusion, it is clear that survey quality attribute, reliability, and responsiveness has a positive, strong relationship with student certification. Overall, the dimension of service quality are related to the student certification. This reveals that the better service quality provided by the institution, the higher student certification. Thank you. That's all for me.